Tonight, I'm braving the sub-zero temperatures here in Edmonton, Canada to visit BioWare, creators of Mass Effect. We've got two huge world exclusives. First on Dragon Age Origins, we've got brand new footage and your first look at the zombies. And then, in an exclusive that will have everybody talking, we're giving you the first info and a little sneak preview of a game called Mass Effect 2. Plus, the first trailer for Battlefield Bad Company 2 and G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra, the cinematic opening from Terminator Salvation, we chat with Metallica's James Hetfield and announce some special content for Killzone 2. Plus, a mystery game is revealed. Hey everybody, welcome to Gametrailers TV. I'm Jeff Keighley. This week, coming to you from BioWare, and joining me now is the co-founder of BioWare, Dr. Ray Mazeika. Now Ray, you got three big games that you're talking about today. You got a little Star Wars, you got a little Mass Effect, and a little Dragon Age, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and they're all amazing games. We're really proud of the teams.
Well, let's talk about those three projects, because you've got, three big projects you are working on this year. First of all, brand new Star Wars, The Old Republic. You guys have been, revealed a little bit about it over the past year, but what's so exciting to you about what you're doing with that game?
I think what we're doing is we're looking at the best-of-breed features from a whole range of MMOs. I have a lot of respect for the other developers in the massively multiplayer community, and we're going a step beyond. So we're evolving those kinds of things like exploration and customization and combat. That's part of the MMO experience that players expect. But we're revolutionizing something else. We're adding a fourth pillar, the pillar of story. And the story is conveyed through characters and through narrative and through a whole range of other things that we're doing that are very innovative for the MMO space. Dragon Age is different than anything we've done before, and yet it's got a lot of commonality to the stuff that the fans of BioWare games have come to know and love. We refer to it as a spiritual successor to the Baldur's Gate series, but it's much more than that. It's a next-gen interpretation. It's a dark, heroic fantasy universe.
Let's talk about Mass Effect 2, because you put this teaser trailer out on the internet.
Yeah.
And the fans, they've gone crazy. They've probably written you letters, or they, staking
they wrote some letters, yeah. And the teaser, it went over really well. I think the fans, they're wondering, is Shepard dead? Is he, what's this? What does it mean? How's it all fit together? What we can say is that everything in the teaser is actually part of the storyline of Mass Effect 2.
Diversion, Shepard.
Now, you've done some downloadable content for Mass Effect. I think the fans have been wanting more for Mass Effect 1, and you guys talked about doing a lot more, and the idea of potentially an arena coming down the road for them to do some combat in. What are we going to see in that regard? Are you going to still continue to support DLC for Mass Effect 1?
Yeah, we have plans to support DLC on all of our products. Dragon Age Origins is one. The Mass Effect franchise is another one.
The fans waited a year, Ray. It was early last spring when the last DLC came.
We'll have some more news coming. We'll have more news coming on downloadable content on all of our games.
All right, so DLC coming from BioWare and many other things, right?
Many other things. Yeah, we have some unannounced projects too. I'm not going to reveal them today, but...
Well, come on, right here, Ray.
Oh, I wish I could. But
many more games, right? You got next-gen games.
There's a few things. Right? There's a few things in the pipe. Yeah, some secret stuff.
Are you guys going to go back to handheld at some point?
You never know.
Go to iPhone, right?
I really find the iPhone an intriguing platform. There's so many possibilities now to reach new fans, to bring them emotionally engaging narrative and story, and I'm excited about that.
I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Coming up next, we look at Dragon Age Origins and Terminator Salvation. Later in the show, our mystery game is revealed. Hey guys, we're back on Gametrailers TV from BioWare here in Edmonton, Canada. And joining me now is Dan, who's the project director on Dragon Age Origins. We first showed you guys this game last year at E3, and now it's coming out this year. Dan, why don't you set up what the broad story is for Dragon Age Origins?
Well, Dragon Age Origins is really the spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate. We've really taken that classic fantasy RPG to the next level and brought a dark and gritty and mature approach to it. I think that fans will really enjoy the new direction.
So there are 6 sort of distinct origin stories, is that right?
There's 6 distinct origin stories, but there's a lot of subtleties and changes and even dramatic changes within those origin stories. For instance, in one particular origin story, it's very different if you play a male character than if you play a female character. And I'm not going to give away any secrets there,
right.
But it's pretty stark, the difference, and pretty emotionally compelling, the difference.
So what are the 3 classes you're able to pick when you start the game?
You pick a warrior, you pick a rogue, or of course you can pick a mage.
We will not trust any lives to your spells, mage.
But Dan, I got to ask you, are there dragons in Dragon Age?
Well, I can say there must be. It is, the name literally means when dragons existed, so I can definitely say...
Where are the dragons? I haven't seen any footage of dragons yet.
Well, we got to save some for the end. We got to save some things for the last.
Are there huge dragon battles we're going to see? Fire-breathing dragons?
That would be a pretty good guess, but I'm not going to comment.
Civilization is in danger. A new hero must emerge. And if they don't succeed, the world will never be the same. When the stakes are high, when there's no other option, when all else fails, one team won't. G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, the game.
What is the style of gameplay?
Well, Dragon Age is actually a very visceral, very up-close and personal combat system, but it can also be played very tactical as well, which is something that really sort of harkens back to Baldur's Gate. But I think outside of that style of play, I think what's really common in all BioWare games is really great story, compelling characters that really become your friends through the game and you remember for years to come. So we've really taken that to the next level with Dragon Age Origins.
Oh there, friend. Might I know your name?
What's one of your favorite choices? One of those perplexing choices that you have to sit there and think about?
Well, in one of the origin stories, I ended up having to leave one of my friends behind.
Farewell.
And it's interesting because playing through the game, probably, several, dozen hours into the game, I'm going through a dungeon underneath one of the major cities in Dragon Age, and I harken upon this prisoner who's all huddled in a corner in a cage, and I rattle the door and try to get him to talk to me, and he comes up front, and I realize it's my friend. From several hours ago of gameplay, and to any other origin story, that's just a prisoner.
Yeah.
But to my origin story, that was my friend. And I had the chance to redeem myself and free him, of course.
They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
I try and remember the world the way it used to be, but it gets harder every day. So many different stories of defeat. So many faces of death.
Sergeant, get him on the line!
One thing remains constant. Whatever we try to do to stop the machines, it's never enough. We lose more often than we win, and people keep dying. Remembering the way things were used to give me hope. But the truth is, I'm starting to lose faith.
check out an exclusive quest in Dragon Age Origins, What's That Mystery Game? Plus, we go behind the scenes to reveal new details on Mass Effect 2. We're back on Gametrailers TV from BioWare, the kings of role-playing games, and I'm still with Dan, who's the executive producer and project director on Dragon Age Origins. Now, Dan, you brought some brand new footage with you tonight, something no one else has seen anywhere in the world. Why don't you tell us what we're seeing?
Well, here we're in the village of Redcliffe, who's being plagued by an undead army, and of course we've decided...
Wait, so we got zombies in Dragon Age?
We got zombies
You're showing us zombies, we've seen werewolves, but we're not seeing the dragons?
Wow, well, impressive, very impressive.
Everything around the dragons. All right, but so really, there are zombies.
There are zombies in this world, and there's undead, and they're actually spilling out every evening from the castle that's overlooks the village, and they're pretty much decimating the village. So you've come in to really sort of save the day and help these poor souls. And there's a great battle that ensues, and you have to gather allies in the fight and make sure that you can hold them off and really save the city.
Make ready! What happens when you do defeat the zombies, or can you always defeat them?
Well, I mean, you can certainly turn your back on the village, which I think is a really exciting twist to this. And then very, very bad things happen to all the people in that village.
They might become undead zombies.
They in fact, do that. You may have to defeat them in a different way.
What happens, though, if you do save the village?
Well, if you save the village, you actually get the support of the village, and you actually are able to now gain entrance into the castle and really find out really where these zombies are coming from and really unravel that mystery.
The elders once said, time is a living, breathing thing. Powerful, beautiful, and oftentimes cruel. It can humble the strongest army, shape mountains to its will, and turn entire oceans to dust. But time itself is not free from jeopardy. There are those who seek to control it, corrupt it, change it to suit their dark will. And if that ever happens, the universe will need a true hero to stop it. Are you ready?
It's your time to die!
And also in this demo, it seems like there's some new spellcasting you're showing off for the first time.
Well, absolutely. We're showing a couple of new spells. We're showing Cone of Cold, and we're showing Stone Fist. But the interesting thing is that we're showing them together as a spell combo, which causes shatter. You freeze a character, hit him with Stonefish, and they shatter.
Be careful!
What are some of the other meaningful choices you're going to have to make while playing this game?
Well, there's definitely a lot of choices. Some of them are very subtle, some of them are very personal, and some of them are very, very epic. An example of an epic choice is you play a Dalish elf, and you need to free your people from a werewolf curse. So you track down the leader of the werewolves, only to find out that you've actually been lied to, that your own people are actually responsible for this curse. So you're really faced with a choice there. Do you side with the werewolves, or do you side with your people? And of course, if you side with the werewolves, you wipe out all of your own people.
So we've seen the zombies, we've seen the werewolves. Where are the vampires?
Well, come on, man. I can't comment on whether or not there's vampires within the game.
We have everything else, so of course there'll be vampires, right?
Is it not enough for you?
Gametrailers TV recently had the chance to catch up with rock legend James Hetfield during the commercial shoot for Guitar Hero Metallica to deliver this exclusive interview about the game.
Guitar Hero, it's one of those things that having kids somehow it creeps into your house. So once we knew there was such a thing, of course, Metallica wants to get involved in it. Being able to hold a guitar and get the feel, get the vibe that you're actually playing along with somebody, we get to feel that every day. But when we were first starting, that's what we lived for. All right, work is done. I'm going to jam with the guys. When we sat down for the meetings, it was, what do you guys want to do? From whatever songs we wanted to play. Really, what do you do live on stage? What are some of the things? Changing guitars. Let's break a string and change one. Or a kid tries to get up on stage, or we have someone tackle someone, or someone stage dives. We're trying to get it as close to live as possible. Metallica fans are passionate, and they'll either love it or hate it. It's one of those things, but they'll have something to say about it.
Stick around for some new hints on Mass Effect 2, and we go behind the bullet of the Killzone 2 commercial. Hey everybody, welcome back to Gametrailers TV from BioWare. And of course, a trip to BioWare would not be complete without a little bit of a tease about Mass Effect 2, which is coming in early 2010 for the 360 and PC. And joining me now for his first interview about Mass Effect 2, he's back on the circuit. It's Casey Hudson, who's the project director on this game. So Casey, what are we going to see in Mass Effect 2?
Well, we've always said that Mass Effect is a trilogy, and in Mass Effect 2, it's kind of the further exploration into what's happening with the Reapers and what's happening with the human race as it kind of emerges into the galaxy and is now kind of more conspicuous to all of this danger that's out there.
So you guys drop this thing on the internet, this teaser, and everyone, looks at it. It's, Cerberus comes up. It's, talking about all the characters and all,
Right.
all the great things Shepard did as the first human Spectre. And then there's this moment that comes up right there, status, killed in action. The fans, were in an uproar online. Are you killing off Shepard?
Well, what I can tell you is every element pertains to actual story elements in Mass Effect 2.
I survived because I refused to die.
So it's fair to say that you'll still be playing as Shepard?
It's fair to say that at E3,
yes,
you will see
who you're playing as?
What this is all about, yeah.
There is one single character that everyone does play, though?
That's an interesting question. You might see the game experience from different viewpoints in Mass Effect 2.
Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You've seen the commercial and heard about its real-time gameplay featuring the PS3 exclusive shooter Killzone 2. Well, naysayers beware. Sony knows that seeing is believing and wants you to see exactly how this masterpiece was made. Soon, Killzone fans will be able to download an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the making of the Behind the Bullet promo, with director and visual artist commentary, the option to toggle lighting, textures, and coloration, and the ability to manipulate the 3D images themselves. The download will be free and available on the PlayStation Network beginning next Thursday.
Is the game going to start in different places for different people?
If you choose to start your game by importing your Mass Effect 1 save, your game will feel like your game.
So there could be a different cutscene that starts the game, literally?
Literally, the first moment will be different.
Wow. All right, so that's pretty cool.
And then throughout, yeah.
Are we going to see more sort of lead-ups for the Mass Effect 1 fans to the story? There's obviously Ascension that came out. Is there going to be more pieces of the story that'll come out as DLC?
In terms of starting to tie into Mass Effect 2 and the actual story there, there'll be some things that if you're interested in things outside the game to kind of get you geared up for what Mass Effect 2 is going to be about, there'll be that as well.
In Mass Effect Ascension, there is the elusive man, right?
Yes, that's right.
And a lot of people have said that, compared to the first novel where that sort of, really introduced, potentially the main sort of bad guy or character, and that was Sarah, and that, there's this elusive man who happens to be tied to Cerberus there, right? And he's sort of a main character in that. So a lot of people are speculating that he could be, the main sort of evil force in Mass Effect 2.
That's a good theory. You've done your homework.
We have to do our homework, right? So you're not ruling that out?
You know what? I'll tell you. You'll be able to see the elusive man in Mass Effect 2.
Now you had great sort of play in the first one. You had introduced the idea of some vehicles and whatnot. Are we going to see space combat in Mass Effect 2?
There is no actual space combat in Mass Effect 2, but that's something that we want to have as part of the trilogy at some point.
One thing I have to ask you though is there going to be an alien sex scene in Mass Effect 2? Because I have to know if Fox is going to be giving me the call in 2010. What are we going to see in terms of romance here?
Romances will be as well done and as sophisticated in Mass Effect 2 as they were in Mass Effect 1. I think one thing we can probably tell you is that there's going to be more people that you can meet and take with you, take out on missions and stuff like that. So there's actually more romance options in Mass Effect 2.
I also have one more thing to give you. if you're interested.
I'd be honored.
Thanks, Casey, for the first look at Mass Effect 2. We will see more at E3, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and if you guys want to see all that amazing Dragon Age gameplay again in high definition, head on over right now to Gametrailers.com. For everyone here at GT, I'm Jeff Keighley. Thanks for watching, and remember, in 2 weeks, we're going to premiere at a new time, Thursday nights at 12:30, although, of course, you can still see us Friday nights at 1 a.m. and always on Gametrailers.com. We'll see you next week.